Hey YouTube, I clipped this just to show off my thoughts on some upcoming content. If you want to check out the full video, please check it out in the card to the right. Otherwise, enjoy this short piece. Drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, let's get started. 8's lost chapter. 8 gets his LD and character boards. King also gets his character boards. 8's LD lets him get a taunt, and it adds a second counter. So it lets him basically take up even more time in your fights. Jokes aside, I mean, well, actually no, that wasn't a joke. He does extend fights significantly. All counter characters do, but he's a very solid character. He's got a billion brave hits. That's one of the. If I can get my video out on the comparisons between the counter units before it starts popping off, hopefully I do. I don't know. It depends on my schedule. 8 boasts the highest hit count of all the counter characters. That is his biggest distinction. I think his LD counter is like 8 hits, and is it 8 hits? It might be more, and it's I think it's splash damage, and then his EX counter is just 8 hits because he's 8. Ha ha ha. No other counter character does as many brave hits as he does, which means 8 can scale incredibly well with brave damage up and enchants and stuff like that. That is his key distinction. He is the most damage-oriented counter unit out there. Downside is he's a glass cannon, because if there are fights that do direct hit on the big attacks, then he does have last stand with his LD now, and he has buff extension, so he has no upkeep issues. He doesn't need a buff extender anymore. But it's either he's really good when he works, or he might get kind of screwed if there's a bunch of guaranteed hit. That's what I think the balance is, and I think that's a good balance, because he will trivialize as soon as in JP, as soon as something becomes dodgeable completely the way through, like X-Death Lost Chapter, for example, 8 just breaks the fight. It's actually pretty funny. So just keep that in mind. The Lufenia requires you to counter. If you don't counter, you can actually eat the orb. This orb does not dispel the party. So if you have like Warrior Light or Bosch or something, or Porum, I guess, you can eat the recast and not get whacked. It's not preferable, but it is possible. 8 can solo Lufenia. It's great for views. I know Vayne Novus is going to do it. Shout out to Vayne. Great guy. There's nothing really remarkable about that fight. Probably one of the most simple Lufenia fights, provided you can eat the recast and or just dodge it. I mean, like Shadow or Galuf or Cater will also similarly, or Gal, or Beatrix. That's right, Beatrix can tank it too. So there you go. I guess 9 can tank it as well, because it doesn't dispel. Yeah, 9 should be able to eat the recast, so that's something as well. People get pretty creative on that. I'll be glad to see it. Let's see. Challenge. Warrior Light again is going to make it a joke. So is 8. I'm going to use a Warrior Light Quistis and 35 CP King, just because that'll probably be enough battery to just meme through it. I'm not going to pull. I don't like 8's gameplay in particular. Like you heard me earlier, I was complaining about how long he makes fights take, and I wasn't a big fan of that. I also just don't really have an affinity towards counter characters in general. I just wasn't feeling him when I used him. So, and the fact that he was so selfish on top of being a counter character made me not really interested in bringing him to the party as mainly a damage dealer. So, yeah, womp womp. Great character, but I'm not gonna go for him this time. GL is my new game plus, and I'm trying to mix it up. But low turn counts and fast bosses and big hits that can be dodged, yeah, and also stuff like boss rush. 8 is a monster, so don't sleep. He's gonna get passed on, unfortunately, because he's the guaranteed hits thing is gonna get blown out of proportion. But it is blown out. I haven't done enough research to say how often it does happen, but it is way less than people are gonna act like it is. So it is what it is. All right. Hope you enjoyed the clip. Please drop a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Please be sure to check out the full video in the card, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.